Tennessee handled business, did exactly what it was supposed to do in a game where, 40-point favorites.
You are Locked On Vols, your daily podcast on the Tennessee Volunteers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up, everybody? Welcome into it. A little post-game reaction here from Neyland Stadium. Tennessee wins, 56-24 over UAB. And this little instant reaction mini pod is brought to you in part by our friends over at FanDuel Sportsbook, where today's episode can be fueled by FanDuel Sportsbook. New customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you can get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. You can go ahead and download the app today. So appreciate you guys for being here. You guys know it, free and available wherever you get your podcast. Whenever you wake up, Monday through Friday, and of course after football games. We got a lot to discuss this week heading into Starkville as Tennessee jumps back in to SEC play. But again, it was one of these final non-conference tune-ups, right? I mean, Tennessee will have another one in November, and it'll be, I guess it won't be senior day, but it'll be maybe homecoming, I don't know, against New Mexico State. And, typically there's always a non-conference game in November, but this is kind of the final tune-up whenever you can say, all right, this is kind of who we are, this is what we're about, and we're going to head into the bulk of our Southeastern Conference schedule and kind of ride with what we are right now. And we have a pretty good idea of what Tennessee is. And I don't think this game really change that narrative for us. I think that Tennessee is an offense that can contend and can beat anybody in the country. I think this is a quarterback-led offense and Joey Aguilar that has been fantastic. Sure, he'll throw a pick every now and again, but for the most part, again, his interceptions this year, they don't bother me. They haven't bothered me at all. Go back to the Georgia game, the one when he slung it into double coverage down the far sideline. I mean, it was third and whatever. I mean, it's a punt. The other one, Braylon Staley fell down. The one he threw today was a batted ball tipped up into the air that, gosh, it was up in the air forever. I'm surprised another offensive guy didn't get over there and make a play on it. But it was a batted ball tipped into the air, and it was a good play by the defender. I mean, and on that play, the wide receiver was absolutely interfered with. I mean, the guy was tackling him. So, again, I have no issue with Joey Aguilar's interceptions. Only been 3 on the season, right? Only 3. And he threw one today. But, I mean, he's a guy that's, by and large, surpassed anything I thought he would do throwing the football down the field. Explosive plays. Had another one here today. I mean, they continue just to go deep and to air it out. And it's been really, really cool to see. It's been cool to see. So it's an offense that can contend and be with anybody in the nation, and it's a defense that's got some work to do. And it's unfortunate because the defense was supposed to carry this team this year. But you do have injuries, and not only do you have injuries, that's no excuse. And as Josh Heupel likes to say, the game don't care. But I think it's fair to say that when you have a first-round cornerback that's missing, that's going to hurt you. When you have a guy that started every football game for you last year at one of the cornerback spots, that's going to hurt you. When you have your starting defensive tackle miss all but 2 snaps in the football season so far, it's going to hurt you. Like Tennessee starting defensive end didn't play today. Again, it's just like it is what it is. The game don't care. It's not going to wait around for you, but it does make a difference. So it's a defense that can still go out there and make some plays, but it's a defense that needs to get healthy before we even see kind of what this defense can be. Because this defense is not good enough to win big-time football games right now. That's what we know. And on Saturday against UAB, Tennessee gave up 2 scores where they had the funky swinging gate formation, essentially. I don't know what UAB was doing. But, again, you're a 40-point underdog, and you're going on the road and getting paid $1.5 million. Do whatever the heck you want to do. That's fine with me. Do whatever the heck you want to do. I mean, it's up to the Division I program paying you all that money to stop you. And those funky, weird, wacky formations, Tennessee could not communicate. Tennessee was all over the place, and Tennessee gave up 2 touchdowns defensively on that. Now, is Alabama going to line up in that? No. Is Oklahoma going to line up in that? No. Will Mississippi State line up in that next week? No. But that's no excuse. Communicate. You know what Mississippi State will do next week? They'll move some things around that's going to involve communication from your defensive backs. You're still going to have to communicate. So I think that's a little frustrating, in my opinion, that Tennessee's defense still got gashed on those funky, weird formations. But Tennessee was good against the run. I thought Tennessee defended the perimeter pretty well. Tennessee forced a lot of punts. This is a defense that unfortunately is just going to give up some points. And that's unfortunate because I did not think that that's what this defense is going to be. But that's what this defense is going to be. You know, last year you had a 71-0 win over Kent State that really padded those stats a little bit. So far, your Kent State-like games, UAB 24 points, ETSU 17 points. So you kind of don't have that. But overall, again, this is a game that everything that happened is what I thought would happen. Tennessee scored big, scored early, scored often. Tennessee scored 21 points in the first quarter. Tennessee scored 21 points in the second quarter. Tennessee very much took the foot off the gas in the second half. I mean, that was evident in the play calling and the tempo. Obviously, all the reserves went in there after the first drive of the the third quarter. And it could have been a whole lot worse in my opinion. But Tennessee very much took the pedal, off the gas and was kind of dialing it back some. So I thought Joey Aguilar again was pretty good today. He started 6 for 6. He's been a very fast starting quarterback, and quarterbacking a team that's been a very fast starting offense. That's been fun to see. So we'll dive into this game a little bit more and tell you kind of what I liked, what I disliked. We'll look at some of the stats, overall stuff. We'll have more reaction, once we slept on it for a night or two on Monday's show. But this game was exactly what it was supposed to be. Tennessee won by a lot. Game was never in question. Feel good about yourself. Tennessee exited this game relatively injury-free, which I think was fantastic, at least on the surface here. So mission accomplished. Did what you're supposed to do. Should be feeling good about yourselves and jump back into SEC play next week in Starkville. So looking forward to that. All right, when we come back, we'll continue to look back into some of the scoring plays, the fast start, look at some of the stats, some more reaction to Tennessee's 56-24 win over UAB. Quick question for all you college football fans out there. If you could go back in time and sit front row for your school's biggest rivalry game, what hat would you be wearing? Yes, I said hat. For me, it would be the game. They aren't just hats, right? They're the same vintage styles that fans wore back in the 80s and the 90s. And guess what? They still go for some of the same prices they did back then. When you use the promo code LOCKEDON, you're going to get your vintage hat for $16.99. Head on over to thegamecaps.com, thegamecaps.com. Grab your team's classic bar or retro circle design and use promo code LOCKEDON for an exclusive discount because legends wear the game. So big shout out to the Game Cap, and a big shout out as always to our friends over at FanDuel Sportsbook. The NFL season is here. Full slate of games coming up tomorrow. Looking forward to that. FanDuel is making sure that you're ready for kickoff with this can't miss offer right now. New customers give out just $5, and if your bet wins, you're going to get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. I love using FanDuel because it fits however I like to wager. Player props, building same-game parlays, even jumping in live action as those games unfold. It makes every game more exciting for me, whether you're watching your team or just keeping an eye on your fantasy lineup. So, are you ready to play? Download the FanDuel app now by visiting FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com to place your first $5 bet. FanDuel.com, where you can make every moment more. So, as always, thank you to FanDuel, and give a shout-out here to Square. This episode is brought to you in part by Square. Your favorite neighborhood spots run on Square. There are certain businesses that truly make the neighborhood feel like home. Whether it's local sports bar packed on game days, a coffee shop that knows your order by heart, or the corner deli that's been serving your community for decades. These are the places that bring people together. When neighborhood businesses thrive, the whole neighborhood thrives. Square is proud to partner with more than 4 million neighborhood businesses around the world. You can go to square.com/go/lockedoncollege to learn more. That is square.com/go/lockedoncollege to learn more. But before you do, go support your favorite neighborhood spots. You'll be happy you did. Square is where we will see you in the neighborhood. All right, welcome back. Instant reaction here to Tennessee's 56-24 win over UAB. I'm coming at you here from the North Press Box here in Neyland Stadium as I'm wrapping up on my work for VolQuest.com and trying to tie a bow on this show or this day. Again, Tennessee now 3-1 on the season, jumping back in the Southeastern Conference play next weekend on the road at Starkville against Mississippi State. So you look at Tennessee, what Tennessee did in this football game, 510 yards, that's good. Gave it 394 yards to UAB, that is not good. Tennessee rushed for 235 yards, which is great. Tennessee allowed only 23 yards rushing to UAB. That's a fantastic stat. 23 yards on 19 rushes for UAB. Woo-hoo! Woo-hoo! That's what we call a stat sheet stuffer. Tennessee averaged 5.5 yards per rush. Tennessee threw for 275. UAB threw for 371. Tennessee had 28 first downs. UAB had 18 first downs. Tennessee had 19 first downs in the first half. Let's see here. Tennessee ran 73 plays. UAB ran 71 plays. Tennessee averaged 7 yards per play. UAB averaged 5.5 yards per play. Tennessee was 5 of 6 in the red zone, where Tennessee got 35 red zone points, scored 2 touchdowns in the red zone that last time. I believe was on the final possession of the game where Mark Linger just kind of took a knee. Tennessee was 7 of 13 on third downs. UAB was 5 of 15. UAB was 2 of 3 on fourth downs. Fourth downs continue to be an issue for the Big Orange. That's unfortunate. Tennessee was 1 of 1 on fourth downs. Went for the fourth down on first time this year, I think. Maybe they went for it against Georgia. I can't remember. But was successful in that regard. Tennessee penalized only 5 times for 50 yards. UAB penalized 13 times for 110 yards. Man, oh man. UAB was, in my opinion, very, very dirty in some areas of this football game. And I'm going to credit Trent Dilfer. Post-game press conference, there was obviously a play, it was on a PAT in the first half when Tennessee's place kicker Max Gilbert booted it through. And Bird, the safety for UAB, was passing through, and he kind of patted Jackson Ross on the helmet, looked kind of friendly, and then you're seeing him run by Max Gilbert, and he stops, goes out of his way, and stomps on his foot. I mean, first of all, how pathetic is that? First of all, what a loser mentality that is. How big of a loser do you have to be to go out of your way and stomp on a kicker's foot? Right foot after the play. Like, it wasn't like he was just moseying on by and you accidentally stepped on his foot or whatever. No, the guy, there's a video on Twitter, the guy goes out of his way and stomps on his foot. I mean, that's embarrassing. What a loser mentality, okay? And yeah, I'll just call the guy a loser. I mean, might be the nicest guy in the world and had 10 seconds where he just lost himself and did that. I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt for people. But for right now today, that guy's such a loser. I cannot believe that happened. And I'll credit Trent Dilfer. He was asked about it in a post-game press conference, and he said that he saw a video on Instagram, and he wants to see the whole video. Okay, he wants to see the whole video, but he will be disciplined because he did not like it, and he will be disciplined. So good on Trent Dilfer, because that was about the most Bush League play I think I've ever seen. That was so pathetic. And shout out Jackson Ross. In the video, I shared it on social media. You can go check it out on X. Jackson Ross sees it and takes off sprinting after the guy. I want a teammate like Jackson Ross, losing his mind, chasing that guy down. I don't know what he did. I mean, you saw kind of like, I was in the press box, you saw kind of like a little bit of a skirmish, but had no idea what was going on until we saw it on Twitter. Again, I cannot express how big of a loser that guy is for that play today. Again, might be the nicest guy in the world, might have lost himself, but buddy, you're a loser today because that was pathetic. That was absolutely pathetic. Hopefully he grows from that and never does it again for sure. But man, well, that was about the biggest Bush League of a play I think I've ever seen. So anyway, shout out Trent Dilfer for actually handling that the right way, it appears. But I don't know where I was. I wanted to make sure I mentioned that because that was so bad. That was just so bad. But nonetheless, Tennessee gets over there and started off hot again, 21 first quarter points, 21 second quarter points, 14 third quarter points, and then no fourth quarter points. You look at the scoring, and first touchdown was a 19-yard pass to Chris Brazel. Second touchdown was a 39-yard touchdown to Mike Matthews, and oh my gosh, that touchdown was beautiful. Dropped it in a bucket. Just in a bucket did Joey Aguilar. Fantastic. Deshaun Bishop had a 3-yard touchdown. Star Thomas had a 1-yard touchdown. Peyton Lewis had a 32-yard touchdown on a speed option. Deshaun Bishop had a 2-yard touchdown. Again, his second touchdown of the day. Star Thomas, a 17-yard touchdown on a Utah pass on third down. Caleb Beasley, shout out defense, 23-yard fumble, recovery, scoop and score touchdown. And that was the end of the scoring for Tennessee. Boo Carter on that play punched it out. And I'll say this, man, Boo Carter, and I made some comments on the board during the game or in the game thread over at VolQuest.com. I mean, Boo Carter's not played good defense this year. He's not. He's not. And it's unfortunate because I think he's one of Tennessee's best players. Tennessee needs him to come around and get back to playing, solid defense. But he's not played good defense this year, and he muffed the punt, and that was Tennessee gave up, I want to say, a field goal. I need to go back and look at that. But anyway, overall, not a very good game until the second half. Man, I thought Boo Carter stayed in there. They made him play. He played up until the final buzzer. They did not take him off the field. And he had a couple forced fumbles, had a sack on third down. I thought Boo Carter made some plays in the second half, so good for him. Hopefully that's a springboard to kind of get him going because, again, Tennessee very much needs him. Very much needs him. But end of the day, again, we're kind of running late here to shorter post-game mini pod usually. Aguilar was great, completed 68% of his passes. And it was apparent in the second half they were trying to pad his stats a little bit and get him in the end zone again. They missed on some deep ones. Mike Matthews did not catch what should have been another touchdown. A beautifully thrown ball by Joey Aguilar in the second quarter. Mike Matthews didn't come up with it, but 15 of 22, 218, 3 touchdowns and an interception. Peyton Lewis led the team in rushing on the day, which was good. Needed to get him going like we talked about. 81 yards, 11 carries. Deshaun Bishop, Star Thomas each had 9 carries, 59 yards, 51 yards respectively. All 3 running backs scored a touchdowns. Excuse me. Receiving, Chris Brazzell, 62 yards, a touchdown. Mike Matthews, 53 yards, a touchdown. Braylon Staley, 50 yards, 3 receptions. Very similar numbers receiving-wise. I thought that was, again, really, really good to see. So, not a whole lot of analysis from this football game. Bottom line, Tennessee did what it was supposed to. Tennessee won convincingly and left no doubts and did some things that they were supposed to in this game before jumping back into SEC play. So, mission accomplished. Good day for Tennessee. Big week coming up. Tennessee at Mississippi State. And we'll preview all that and more right here on Locked On Vols. We'll be back Monday morning. Have a chance to go back and watch the tape, review it a little bit. Appreciate you guys for being here, making Locked On Vols your first listen, your first watch each and every single morning. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Let's talk again Monday morning. This is Locked On Vols.